Will they or won't they? The saga of Freddie and Fannie going private continues. Let's talk about it on Today in Mortgages. Hey, what's up, Dreammakers? Welcome back to the show. We're talking about what's real, what's hype, and what you should actually be paying attention to out there in the world of mortgage and real estate news. It's Today in Mortgage. Rich, how we doing over there in Arizona today?
It's getting hot.
I tell you what, we have things heating up definitely, and one of the things that's heating up is senators' demands for answers on Fannie and Freddie. And so, Rich, you sent me this article today from Scotsman Guide. Today's article says senators demand answers from Pulte on plans to take Fannie and Freddie public. So we talked about this a couple weeks ago, Rich, but tell me what the big debate is first, and then we'll get into what's going on right now.
Well, of course, it's political, right? Your usual suspects, ones that are for keeping Fannie under conservatorship by means of controlling them, making sure they're doing the right things and all that good stuff. And then you have the others like, let's take them public, but we got to have a plan. So that's kind of the news around it. But, you know, we've talked about this many times, you and I, Michael, on this show, about what are the benefits and what are the downsides. And we still really don't know. But there is an upside to it. I see if, in fact, Fannie and Freddie do want to compete as a public company, maybe they get more competitive on their product and their rates. One area, which is a bone of contention for every single lender, is the cost of doing business with Fannie and Freddie. They've got, government fees, also known as G fees, over 60 basis points on every single loan. They have loan level price adjustments based on risk. So, for example, Michael, their core loan, which I would love to be my core loan, is 750 FICO and an 80% loan to value. That's their core loan. Right. On that core loan, there's still 62 basis points in G fees and 7/8 of a full point in LLPAs, loan level price adjustments. What are those there for? I mean, that alone is 3/8 in actual rate that would go away. Like we would see a benefit in rate if those fees were to go away. And then they have their mission products like affordable housing initiatives, products like Home Ready and others, high LTV, 97% LTV loans. Those are kind of mission loans. They're doing that for the affordable housing initiatives that they have. But then they have the rest of the loans. They're like, wow, if you want to do these loans with us, you're going to pay the price, which is like second homes, investment homes, that type of thing, which have 175 basis points in loan level price adjustments. That's like 5/8 in interest rate alone, plus the G fees. So maybe these all go away and we get lower rates if we just get them out of conservatorship. So that's the whole pitch. Well, I don't know if that's the pitch. That's how I would be pitching it if I wanted to take them, back out of conservatorship.
Well, Rich, you answered a lot of my questions there, but this latest wave of concern and questioning of Bill Pulte, the FHFA director, is from kind of some of these Democrat senators, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders. They're coming in and asking, what is this going to do to home pricing, to the mortgage industry? Not so much probably worried about the mortgage lenders, but the borrowers themselves. So, Rich, what I'm hearing from you is that if this is done right, it could encourage competition among lenders, force Fannie and Freddie to kind of get creative with some of these things to give us competitive pricing and ultimately benefit borrowers. You talked about 3/8% of an interest rate. That's big money when we're talking about kind of the average loan size these days, right?
Yeah. No, it could be a big thing. Now, keep in mind, a lot of the people really, the squeaky wheels in Congress, in the Senate, and the House are folks that were around in 2008 when we had tragedy, right? We had a housing week. There was a giant financial crisis. And this is kind of the overextension of the government. Okay, we have to bail you out. We have to give you $200 billion, Fannie and Freddie, $100 billion each. Well, here's the price you pay. And they have paid that. But then they keep coming to the table. Now pay more, pay more. And we've mentioned this before, Michael, is that once the government has a revenue source, those funds are allocated to whatever other nonsense. Actually, they raised $300 billion because they pay back the initial investment plus. So there's arguments on both sides. And they really do need to come out from conservatorship. We will see, Michael.
Well, Rich, I'm going to put this to you. There's a quote in here that says Pulte has repeatedly deferred to Trump on the subject of Fannie and Freddie's potential conservatorship exit, saying the decision is Trump's to make. So it sounds like kicking the can. This is, probably low on the totem pole of all the things that are going on with the head honcho up in the White House right now. Do you think that is Pulte kicking the can, not wanting to answer this directly? Is Trump in charge of this decision? What do we have to expect here?
Man, I don't know. If I'm Pulte, I'm just like, I want to stay out of the line of fire right now because there's so many chainsaws being juggled by President Trump. Is this another one they want to throw up into the air? I don't know. I'm hoping that this is part of their housing initiative. Maybe them thinking taking Fannie and Freddie out of conservatorship is going to help. I'd love to see the plans on that, but that could be it. And that's, Pulte and President Trump have been getting after Fed Chair Powell, right? You got to lower interest rates. You got to lower interest rates. Well, just because they say these things doesn't mean that, it can happen. But he has said, this is what I want to do. So right now, he's ticking off check boxes. We're watching it live. I mean, tomorrow there's going to be a couple more check boxes. And maybe it's going to be Fannie or Freddie. We just don't know.
Well, it will be interesting to watch. And like you said, Rich, there is a lot that could be done in this area to increase that competition, hopefully in the long term, help borrowers and buyers get into homes more affordably. And that's something we all really, really want. And so, Rich, as we look at this and as we look to the future, what are we talking about here at Network Funding to make sure we're staying on the right track?
Control what you can control. You can control the way you communicate with your clients and your referral partners. You can control what you can control today. And that's just educating yourself, making sure you understand every product available to that first-time home buyer, to that rebuyer, to that person doing a cash out refinance. As long as you know the tools you have in your tool belt and how to show them to your clients and referral partners, you're going to do fine, but you got to get out there and get after it.
Rich, that's what it takes to be the best in the industry. And those are the type of the people, the creative entrepreneurial thinkers that we want here at the network. And if you are looking for a place to hang your hat and become a better you with the right team, the right tools, the right technology behind you, Network Funding is a great place to look. If you're interested in learning more about that, click that grow link below. We'll get you all the information you need and get you connected with Rich to give you a personal tour of the network. Rich, anything on this or anything else you want to hit on before we sign off today?
That's it. If you like a company that communicates what's going on, Network Funding's your company. So give me a holler.
We love it. And thanks, Rich, for making us smart on this. Thanks, everyone out there, for watching and listening wherever you are. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time on Today in Mortgages. Today in Mortgages is produced by Network Funding LP, which is an equal housing lender, NMLS 2297. The content of this program is meant to be a commentary on mortgage and real estate news, and any discussion of rates and or products should not be taken as an individual mortgage or home buying advice or pricing estimates. And any commentary on this show should not be considered a promise to make a loan. All applicants for a loan must qualify, and you should consult a professional regarding your individual loan scenarios for your financial situation. Visit our website at nflp.com/licenses for all state licensing and other legal information.